The beginning of a new year holds a profound sense of anticipation and hope. It is a time when we look back at the past and reflect on what we have learned, what we have achieved, and what we still want to accomplish. And then there's that exhilarating feeling of a fresh start, the clean slate. A new year can feel like a blank canvas just waiting to be filled with vibrant colors, new experiences, and the pursuit of greater things. As we stand on the edge of this new chapter, it's important to realize that the advice we give ourselves today will shape the days to come. This is a moment to make choices, to create direction, to move forward with purpose. One of the most powerful pieces of advice I could give, especially at this time, is this: believe in yourself. It's simple, yet powerful. It's easy to say, but the real challenge lies in living it. So many of us go through life doubting our abilities, second-guessing our decisions, or worrying that we're not good enough. But what if just for one moment we allowed ourselves to believe? Not in the abstract, but in the tangible things we can accomplish if we simply decide to put one foot in front of the other. This isn't about arrogance or inflated self-worth. It's about understanding that you, just as you are right now, possess everything you need to start. The world doesn't need you to be perfect, it needs you to show up. You've already won half the battle by having the courage to step into this year with intention. As we look ahead, it's critical that we embrace the power of consistent effort. Too many times we get caught up in wanting immediate results, in looking for the magic formula that promises success overnight. But the truth is, success rarely happens in a single moment. It's the accumulation of small efforts, repeated over time. This is where many people falter. They want the payoff without putting in the work. They want the reward without the commitment. And while it's easy to be seduced by the allure of instant gratification, those who truly make a difference in their own lives understand that it's the day-to-day, the persistence, and the discipline that create lasting results. The long road may seem daunting, but it's in that road that you will find the growth, the transformation, and the learning that leads to fulfillment. Let's talk about resilience. This is a word that gets tossed around a lot, but it's more than just a buzzword. It's the ability to bounce back when life knocks you down, and it will knock you down, that's a given. Whether it's a personal setback, a failure at work, or even a crisis that shakes you to your core, the reality is that life doesn't always go as planned. So the question is, when life throws you a curveball, how will you respond? The most successful people aren't the ones who never fail, they're the ones who fail and get up again, who learn from their mistakes, and who keep moving forward. This is the essence of resilience, the capacity to endure, to adapt, and to rise stronger from adversity. It's a muscle that can be built, and the more you flex it, the more you will find yourself capable of handling life's inevitable challenges. We must also address the concept of mindset. The way you think will shape the way you act, and in turn, the way you act will shape the way you live. It sounds so simple, but it's a concept that many people overlook. Your mindset determines your perspective on the world, your attitude toward your challenges, and how you perceive opportunities. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time, whereas those with a fixed mindset believe that their talents are innate and unchangeable. Which one are you? Do you view challenges as insurmountable obstacles, or do you see them as opportunities for growth? Your mindset will make all the difference. The right mindset doesn't just help you push through difficulties, it allows you to see the potential in every situation, to embrace learning and improvement, and to develop a sense of gratitude even when things aren't going as planned. At the same time, we mustn't forget the importance of self-care. This might seem counterintuitive when we're talking about personal growth and achievement, but I can't stress it enough, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you don't take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, you won't have the energy or the capacity to give your best to the world around you. It's easy to get caught up in the grind, to be constantly working toward the next goal, the next milestone, but if you're not making time to rest, recharge, and nurture yourself, you will burn out. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not about indulging in fleeting pleasures, but about creating habits that promote overall health and well-being. Whether that's making time for exercise, practicing mindfulness, or simply getting enough sleep, taking care of yourself should be a non-negotiable part of your routine. And as we continue on this journey, let's not forget the power of gratitude. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, on the things that are missing, on the challenges that lie ahead. But what if we shifted our focus? What if we took a moment every day to reflect on the things we're thankful for? The people who support us, the opportunities we've been given, the lessons we've learned. Gratitude has a transformative effect on our mindset. It shifts us from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. When we practice gratitude, we're training ourselves to see the good in our lives, and that in turn encourages us to show up with more positivity, generosity, and resilience. In this new year, I encourage you to embrace fear. Yes, fear. We all experience fear in one way or another, whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown. Fear can be paralyzing, and it can keep us from taking the steps we know we need to take. But here's the thing, fear is not an enemy, it's a signal. It's a sign that you're on the edge of something new, that you're about to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Fear means that you're growing, that you're on the verge of a breakthrough. So don't let fear stop you. Instead, use it as a motivator. Step into that fear, take that first step, even if your knees are shaking. The more you face your fear, the less power it has over you. Fear is a natural part of growth. It means you're heading in the right direction. Now, let's talk about the people you surround yourself with. There's an old saying that goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a moment. Who are the people in your life? Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Do they encourage you to be your best self? Or do they drag you down into negativity and complacency? The people you associate with have an incredible impact on your mindset, your energy, and your actions. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who challenge you to think bigger, who support you in your goals, and who hold you accountable to your own potential. And don't be afraid to distance yourself from people who drain your energy or hinder your growth. Your circle matters more than you might realize. One last piece of advice, be kind to yourself. Life is not perfect, and neither are you. There will be times when you fall short, when things don't go as planned, when you make mistakes. That's all part of the process. The key is not to beat yourself up over it, not to let those moments define you. Instead, treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Recognize that growth isn't linear, that there will be ups and downs, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep going, that you don't give up, and that you continue to show up for yourself day after day. Be gentle with yourself and understand that you're doing the best you can. That's all anyone can ask of you. As we embark on this new year, let's carry with us the wisdom that comes from self-belief, persistence, resilience, mindset, gratitude, fear, and kindness. These are the building blocks of a life well lived, and they are all within your reach. The road ahead may not always be smooth, but if you approach it with intention, with an open heart, and with the willingness to grow, you will find that the journey itself becomes just as meaningful as the destination. So take that first step, embrace the unknown, and trust that the best is yet to come. Confidence is the foundation of success. Trust in your abilities, take action, and understand that the world doesn't need you to be perfect, just willing to show up and give your best. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the small, consistent efforts that lead to lasting results. Embrace the process, stay disciplined, and keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem. Life will challenge you, but it's how you respond to those challenges that matters. Build the ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from failure, and keep pushing forward stronger than before. The people you associate with shape your mindset, energy, and success. Choose a supportive circle of individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage your growth. G in yourself is not just a feel-good phrase or a motivational slogan, it's a mindset that shapes every aspect of your life. It's easy to look at someone who is successful or confident and assume that they have some innate quality that you lack. Maybe you feel that confidence is something you're born with, something you either have or don't. But in truth, belief in yourself is a skill, something you can build over time. It's the key to unlocking your potential, the force that propels you forward when challenges arise, and the foundation upon which every great achievement is built. So what does it really mean to believe in yourself? At its core, it means trusting in your ability to handle what comes your way, having the courage to pursue what you want, and knowing that you are enough just as you are. It's about understanding that you don't need to be perfect to be worthy, and you don't need to have all the answers to take the next step. It's recognizing that the only person who can truly limit your success is yourself. And the moment you believe in your own value, everything around you starts to shift. For many of us, the challenge comes not from a lack of potential, but from a lack of self-belief. Over time, we accumulate experiences where we have failed, stumbled, or been told we weren't good enough. These moments can weigh heavily on our self-image, making us question whether we are capable of achieving anything substantial. We start to internalize failure, believing it defines who we are rather than recognizing it as an inevitable part of the process. But self-belief isn't about being immune to failure. It's about continuing in the face of it, having the resilience to rise every time you fall. One of the most powerful realizations you can come to is that nobody has it all figured out. Every successful person you admire, every trailblazer, every innovator was once where you are now, uncertain, questioning, and trying to figure out the next step. The difference is that they didn't let their uncertainty hold them back. They took action despite their doubts. This is where belief in yourself comes into play, not waiting until you feel 100% ready or until you have everything figured out, but moving forward with the understanding that it's okay to not have all the answers. Believing in yourself means trusting that you have the capability to learn along the way and adjust when necessary. Self-belief is also about trusting your intuition. It's about tuning into that inner voice that tells you what feels right for you, even if it goes against the grain or what others might think. We are often influenced by the opinions of those around us, whether that's friends, family, colleagues, or society at large. It's easy to get caught in the trap of trying to meet external expectations and lose sight of what you truly want. But belief in yourself means honoring your own instincts and desires. You are the only one who truly understands your unique vision, your strengths, and your capacity for growth. Listening to and trusting that inner guidance allows you to move forward with conviction, even when the path ahead isn't crystal clear. Another key component of self-belief is resilience. Life is rarely a straight path. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that seem insurmountable. There will be days when you feel discouraged, when you question your worth, or when the world feels too heavy to bear. But the ability to continue moving forward, even when things seem impossible, is a direct result of believing in yourself. It's not about being fearless, it's about moving forward despite the fear. The belief that you are capable of overcoming obstacles gives you the strength to keep going when times are tough. In those moments when you feel like giving up, it's essential to remind yourself of your past victories. Think about all the times you've succeeded in the past, even in the face of doubt or fear. These are reminders that you've been through difficult situations before and come out stronger. Believing in yourself means acknowledging those triumphs, no matter how small they may seem, and using them as fuel for your future journey. You have already proven to yourself that you are capable of navigating adversity now. It's just about continuing that momentum. Belief in yourself also means accepting your imperfections. It's easy to look at the polished version of others and feel inadequate, but everyone has flaws, weaknesses, and limitations. The difference is that people who believe in themselves don't let their imperfections hold them back. Instead of seeing them as barriers, they view them as opportunities for growth. It's through facing and accepting your weaknesses that you find the strength to improve and evolve. the more you embrace who you are flaws, and all the more powerful your belief in yourself will become. Another important element of self-belief is self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned, especially when you feel like you're not measuring up to the expectations you've set for yourself. But treating yourself with kindness, especially in moments of failure, is crucial for maintaining your self-belief. Instead of dwelling on mistakes or beating yourself up over what you didn't do right, approach yourself with the same compassion you would offer to a friend. When you make mistakes, forgive yourself, learn from them, and move forward. Self-compassion allows you to stay positive and hopeful, even when things don't unfold perfectly. The process of believing in yourself also involves taking responsibility for your actions. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or the world around you for the challenges you face. But true self-belief comes from accepting that you are the author of your own story. Your choices, actions, and attitudes directly influence the life you create. No one else is responsible for your happiness or success. It's up to you to make it happen. When you take responsibility for your life, you empower yourself to create change. You stop waiting for external circumstances to align and start taking proactive steps to move forward. Additionally, setting boundaries is a powerful act of self-belief. Often we stretch ourselves too thin, saying yes to things out of fear of disappointing others or out of a desire to be liked. But when you don't set healthy boundaries, you sacrifice your own needs, desires, and well-being. Believing in yourself means recognizing your limits and prioritizing what's truly important to you. It means saying no when necessary and protecting your energy so that you can focus on the things that align with your goals and values. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's a way to show yourself the respect and care you deserve. Another critical aspect of self-belief is taking risks. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone where things feel safe and predictable. But growth never happens in a place of comfort. Believing in yourself requires the courage to step into the unknown, to take risks that may not always pay off but will teach you valuable lessons along the way. When you take risks, you give yourself permission to fail, to learn, and to grow. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, but when you trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, you free yourself from the shackles of fear. Finally, self-belief is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice. It's something you choose every day, even when you wake up feeling uncertain. Every morning is a new opportunity to reaffirm your worth, to take action despite your doubts, and to push through the barriers you've set for yourself. It's about showing up consistently, even on the days when you feel less than motivated. Each small step you take, each decision to believe in your ability, builds momentum and strengthens your belief. In the end, the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to truly believe that you are capable of achieving whatever it is you desire. This belief doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, it simply means that you have the strength and resilience to face them head on. You don't need anyone's approval or validation to pursue your dreams. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. When you choose to believe in yourself, you unlock your true potential and step into a world of limitless possibilities. And once you take that step, you'll find that the life you've always imagined is within your reach. Consistency is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt in your life, especially when compared to the pursuit of perfection. Perfection, as we often think of it, is an elusive and often paralyzing goal. It's a standard that many strive for but rarely achieve, and even when we do reach something that seems close to perfect, we often find it fleeting or unsatisfying. Perfection can become an obstacle because it's so high a standard that it can leave us frozen, afraid to take the first step or finish a task. But consistency, on the other hand, is a trait that, when cultivated, leads to real lasting progress, growth, and success over time. The problem with perfection is that it demands an impossible standard. It requires you to get everything exactly right, to make no mistakes, and to reach an idealized outcome that may not even be realistic or necessary. The pursuit of perfection can cause you to constantly doubt your work, second-guess yourself, and fall into an endless cycle of editing, refining, and improving without ever moving forward. In fact, perfection often leads to inaction. We become so consumed by the idea of doing something perfectly that we procrastinate, we avoid taking risks, or we fail to take any action at all. It's like trying to paint the perfect picture without ever picking up a brush, or writing the perfect novel without putting the first word on paper. The fear of imperfection stops us before we even begin. In contrast, consistency is about showing up day after day, putting in the effort regardless of whether it's perfect or not. It's about taking small, steady steps toward your goal and making progress even if that progress isn't flawless. This is where the real power of consistency lies, the ability to stay in motion, to keep going, and to build momentum over time. When you embrace consistency, you allow yourself the space to make mistakes, learn, and improve along the way. You focus not on the end result, but on the process of getting there, trusting that every small effort adds up to something significant. One of the key advantages of consistency over perfection is that it fosters learning and growth. Perfection often implies that you need to already know exactly what to do and how to do it, which is an unrealistic expectation for anyone who's ever tried to master something new. But with consistency, you give yourself permission to be a beginner, to fail, and to try again. You accept that mistakes will happen and that they are simply part of the process. Instead of trying to avoid failure at all costs, consistency teaches you to embrace it as a necessary step toward improvement. By sticking to your efforts, you give yourself multiple opportunities to adjust, to refine your methods, and to learn from your experiences. Over time, these small lessons accumulate and build the foundation for real expertise. When you focus on being consistent, you also create a framework for habit formation. Humans are creatures of habit, and our daily actions and routines define who we are and what we accomplish. If you commit to consistency, even small actions each day will compound over time, leading to substantial change. It's not the grand gestures that matter most, but the small, repetitive actions we take day in and day out. Whether it's writing a few words every morning, exercising for 20 minutes each day, or making a simple decision to take care of your mental health regularly, the consistent actions, no matter how small, add up and create long-lasting results. The more consistent you are with your actions, the more natural and ingrained they become in your life. And before long, they are no longer something you have to force, they become second nature. Consistency breeds accountability. When you commit to showing up consistently, you are creating a system of responsibility for yourself. You are the one holding yourself accountable, and that accountability drives you forward. No longer do you need to wait for the perfect circumstances or the perfect moment to take action. You don't need to feel inspired, motivated, or ready. You simply need to show up. And in doing so, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. This builds not only your discipline, but also your self-confidence. As you continue to stay consistent, even when it feels challenging or uncomfortable, you begin to trust in your own ability to keep promises to yourself. This confidence is contagious and spills over into other areas of your life. You begin to feel empowered, knowing that if you stay committed to the process, results will follow. Another critical aspect of consistency is the ability to develop patience. In our fast-paced, instant gratification world, we often expect things to happen quickly. We want to see results immediately, and when we don't, we get frustrated or discouraged. But consistency teaches you to be patient with the process. It teaches you that good things take time and that success doesn't happen overnight. Just like growing a garden, the seeds you plant today won't bear fruit tomorrow. But if you continue to water and nurture your efforts, over time you will see the fruits of your labor. Patience allows you to persevere through difficult times, and it helps you understand that setbacks are just temporary. They don't define your journey, they are just part of the path that will eventually lead you to success. When you focus on consistency, you stop obsessing over immediate results and instead shift your focus to the long-term journey. Consistency also allows for adaptability. When you try to be perfect, you often lock yourself into rigid expectations. You feel like you have to do everything in a certain way, and if something deviates from that, it feels like a failure. But when you commit to being consistent, you give yourself room to adapt and pivot. You realize that things don't always go according to plan, and that's okay. You begin to see mistakes as opportunities to adjust and improve. Instead of seeing a mistake as a reason to give up, you view it as a valuable piece of feedback that helps you find a better way forward. This adaptability is key to long-term success because it allows you to keep going even when the road ahead is uncertain. You don't need to have everything figured out, you just need to keep taking small steps in the right direction, adjusting along the way. Consistency also has a profound impact on motivation. Motivation is often fickle. Some days we wake up feeling energized and ready to take on the world, while other days we feel drained and uninspired. The problem with relying on motivation is that it can be inconsistent, it can come and go, leaving you stuck in periods of low energy or doubt. But when you focus on consistency, you don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You commit to showing up regardless of how you feel. You don't need to be at your peak to take action. This commitment to showing up every day, even on the tough days, builds momentum. And as momentum builds, it becomes easier to keep going. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, you will have developed a routine that pulls you forward, helping you to push past the initial resistance. Another benefit of consistency is its ability to create clarity. Often we feel overwhelmed by the vastness of a goal or the uncertainty of the journey ahead. But when we break down our goals into consistent, manageable actions, we start to see the path more clearly. Instead of being paralyzed by the enormity of what we want to achieve, we can focus on the next small step. Each consistent action provides clarity and helps us to build a more accurate picture of how to achieve our desired outcomes. This clarity allows us to adjust our approach when needed, and it keeps us grounded in the reality of the process rather than the idealized version of what we want to achieve. If there is one overarching lesson that consistency teaches, it is that progress is more important than perfection. Progress is about moving forward, learning, adapting, and growing over time. Perfection, by contrast, is a destination that may never come, and if it does, it's rarely as satisfying as we expect. Perfection is an illusion, a concept that often holds us back from even trying, while progress is tangible and real. It's in the small, consistent steps you take every day that true growth happens. Progress is about improving, not perfection. It's about getting better over time, not waiting for the ideal moment to begin. When you choose consistency over perfection, you choose a path of continuous improvement and growth. You accept that perfection is unattainable and unnecessary, and instead focus on steady, reliable progress. By making the commitment to show up every day, regardless of your doubts or fears, you are laying the groundwork for success. In the end, it is consistency, not perfection, that creates lasting change and leads to the fulfillment of your goals. Resilience is one of the most important traits that anyone can cultivate, especially in the face of adversity. Life is full of obstacles, challenges, and unexpected events, and the ability to adapt, recover, and keep moving forward in spite of these setbacks is what defines resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back after hardship, it's about how we respond to those difficult situations, the mindset we choose to adopt, and the strength we tap into when things seem impossible. In essence, resilience is about thriving in the face of challenges, not just surviving them. It is about building the emotional, mental, and physical strength to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, grit, and determination. It's easy to talk about resilience when things are going well, but it's when life presents its greatest challenges that the true nature of resilience becomes apparent. Whether it's dealing with personal loss, facing a health crisis, or encountering financial difficulties, resilience allows us to endure and find ways to rise above the pain. It's not about avoiding hardship, but about confronting it head-on and learning how to not just survive, but learn and grow from the experience. Those who are resilient understand that hardship is not the end of the journey, it's just a part of it. One of the key elements of resilience is the ability to adapt. Life is constantly changing, and the unexpected can happen at any moment. It could be a job loss, a sudden illness, or a major life event that disrupts everything you thought you knew. In these moments, resilience is about adjusting your expectations and learning to navigate new circumstances. Adaptability is one of the core principles of resilience because it's easy to become overwhelmed when things change unexpectedly. But resilient people understand that change is inevitable, and they learn to embrace it, even when it feels uncomfortable. They don't resist the changes, but instead they find ways to move forward despite them. Another important aspect of resilience is mental toughness. It's about having the strength to keep going even when you feel emotionally drained, physically exhausted, or mentally overwhelmed. Resilient people have the ability to withstand stress, setbacks, and disappointments without letting them completely derail their efforts. This mental toughness doesn't come from some innate ability or an effortless mindset. It is built through experience, practice, and a deep sense of self-belief. When things get tough, resilient individuals keep their focus on the long-term goal rather than the temporary pain of the moment. They understand that difficulties are temporary, but the lessons they learn from overcoming those challenges are invaluable. Resilience also involves finding meaning in suffering. Life is often full of pain, but resilient individuals don't let suffering define them. Instead, they find meaning in it. They use hardship as an opportunity for growth, as a way to learn about themselves, and as a stepping stone to greater strength. When you experience difficulty, whether emotional, physical, or mental, it can be easy to fall into despair and feel like life has become a burden. But resilience encourages us to look at suffering through a different lens. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle that stops us in our tracks, resilience allows us to view it as something that has the potential to shape us in ways we couldn't have anticipated. It forces us to ask questions like, what can I learn from this? How can I become better because of this? This ability to find meaning in suffering is a key trait that separates resilient people from those who are easily defeated by adversity. When faced with difficulties, resilient individuals often find purpose in the pain. Whether it's by helping others who are facing similar challenges, by using their experience to educate others, or by developing a deeper understanding of themselves, they are able to extract meaning from even the darkest times. This sense of purpose acts as a guiding force, helping them to push through the toughest moments. In addition to adapting and finding meaning, resilience also requires emotional regulation. When you face adversity, your emotions can easily become overwhelming. Anger, sadness, frustration, and anxiety can cloud your judgment and make it difficult to think clearly or make rational decisions. But resilient individuals know how to manage their emotions. This doesn't mean that they suppress or ignore their feelings, rather, it means they understand how to acknowledge and process them in a healthy way. Emotional regulation is about taking a step back, recognizing that emotions are a natural part of being human, and finding healthy outlets to deal with them. This might involve seeking support from others, engaging in mindfulness practices, or simply taking time to reflect and regain composure. Resilience teaches us that we don't have to be controlled by our emotions, but rather we can control how we respond to them. Another key element of resilience is the support system that surrounds us. While resilience is often thought of as an individual trait, it's important to recognize that nobody is truly resilient on their own. The people we surround ourselves with play a critical role in our ability to navigate difficult times. Having a strong network of friends, family, mentors, or even support groups can make a world of difference when facing hardship. These individuals offer not only practical help, but also emotional support, encouragement, and understanding. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, and their presence can provide the strength and motivation needed to keep going. Resilience is also about the willingness to keep going, even when things seem hopeless. One of the most defining characteristics of resilient people is their ability to persevere in the face of overwhelming odds. When everything seems stacked against them, when the road ahead is uncertain, they don't give up. They push forward, often with great courage and determination, even when the future seems unclear. Resilience requires an unwavering belief that no matter how difficult the situation may be, there is always a way forward. Even if the solution isn't immediately clear, resilient people keep moving, even if it's just one small step at a time. The willingness to take those steps, even when you don't know where they will lead, is one of the hallmarks of resilience. A significant part of resilience is also the capacity for self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when things don't go as planned, when we face setbacks or experience failure. Many people in times of hardship turn their frustrations inward, blaming themselves for what has happened. But resilience involves being kind to yourself, especially in difficult times. Instead of harsh self-criticism, resilient people practice self-compassion, acknowledging that they are doing the best they can under the circumstances. They allow themselves room to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow. This self-compassion is crucial because it prevents us from spiraling into negative thinking, and it provides the foundation from which we can bounce back. Building resilience also involves accepting uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and it's often the unknowns that cause the most stress. The fear of not knowing what comes next can be paralyzing, but resilient people learn how to embrace uncertainty. They understand that the future is not something that can be controlled, and that trying to predict or control every outcome is a fruitless endeavor. Instead, they learn to find peace in uncertainty, trusting that they have the strength to handle whatever comes their way. Resilient individuals focus on the present moment, taking things one step at a time and embracing the unknown as an opportunity for growth rather than a source of fear. Resilience also requires optimism. It doesn't mean ignoring the reality of difficult situations, but it does involve maintaining hope even in the face of adversity. Optimism is the belief that things can improve, even when it seems like they won't. Resilient people hold on to the belief that challenges are temporary, and that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. This optimistic outlook helps them to push through the darkest times and to keep going, even when the road ahead seems impossible. It's a mindset that says this too shall pass, and it allows them to maintain their energy and motivation to keep fighting for a better future. Finally, resilience is built over time. It's not something that happens overnight, but rather something that develops through experience and effort. Resilience is cultivated through facing challenges, learning from them, and gradually becoming stronger as a result. Each setback, each failure, and each moment of hardship is an opportunity to build resilience. With every challenge, we have the chance to build mental and emotional strength, to learn new ways of coping, and to become more adaptable. Over time, as we build resilience, we develop a greater sense of self-awareness, confidence, and inner strength. And while resilience doesn't make the tough times any easier, it gives us the tools and the mindset to face those challenges with courage, determination, and hope. In life, resilience is not about avoiding hardship or staying unaffected by it. It's about embracing the difficult moments, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones toward a stronger, more empowered version of ourselves. It's the ability to bend without breaking, to endure without giving up, and to thrive even when the odds are against us. Resilience is what keeps us moving forward, no matter what life throws our way. It's a muscle that, once developed, becomes an invaluable asset in navigating the challenges of life. The people you surround yourself with play a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of your life. They influence your thoughts, behaviors, and ultimately the path you take. The right people can lift you up, support your goals, and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. On the other hand, the wrong people can hold you back, drain your energy, and lead you away from your true purpose. It is not just about the number of people in your life, but the quality of those relationships. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most powerful decisions you can make, as it directly impacts your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. When you are surrounded by individuals who uplift you, who encourage your growth, and who hold you accountable to your aspirations, you start to see life through a different lens. These people bring positivity into your life, and their presence becomes a source of strength and inspiration. They are the kind of people who celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and stand by you during your setbacks, offering support and wisdom when you need it most. The right people are your support system. They help you overcome obstacles, remind you of your strengths, and provide the motivation to keep going, even when things seem difficult. The influence of the right people is not just emotional or motivational, it is also intellectual and practical. The people you choose to spend time with directly impact the way you think, the ideas you consider, and the actions you take. If you surround yourself with individuals who are intellectually stimulating, who challenge your beliefs and expand your perspectives, you will naturally grow in knowledge and wisdom. They help you see things from new angles, encouraging you to think critically and act with purpose. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are complacent or narrow-minded, you risk becoming stagnant, trapped in limited thinking and comfortable routines that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Being surrounded by the right people also creates an environment where you can thrive. Your environment has a powerful effect on your mindset and productivity. If you are in an environment filled with negativity, gossip, or judgment, it can be difficult to maintain a positive outlook and stay motivated. The energy of the people around you can either propel you forward or drag you down. When you are in the company of people who are driven, optimistic, and forward-thinking, you naturally adopt those same attitudes. The collective energy of a positive, like-minded group can be incredibly motivating. It creates a space where creativity, innovation, and collaboration can flourish. The right people will encourage you to set higher goals, push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and remind you that you are capable of achieving more than you may have originally thought possible. In addition to intellectual and emotional support, the right people also provide accountability. When you are surrounded by people who believe in your goals and dreams, they will hold you to the commitments you make, ensuring that you stay on track. Accountability partners are not just cheerleaders, they are honest friends who are not afraid to tell you when you're not doing your best. They challenge you to take action, not just dream. These people care enough about your success to gently push you when you need it and to remind you of your responsibilities when distractions arise. Having someone who checks in on your progress can be the difference between achieving your goals and letting them slip away. The right people will keep you grounded, focused, and motivated, and their feedback and encouragement will help you stay accountable to your highest aspirations. Of course, not every relationship is meant to be a deep, lifelong connection. It's important to recognize that while some people may be wonderful in certain contexts, they may not be the right people to keep close when it comes to your long-term personal growth. There are relationships in life that are based on convenience, habit, or proximity, rather than shared values, goals, or aspirations. These relationships can sometimes hold you back or create unnecessary drama. It's essential to evaluate the people you allow into your life and to be discerning about who you spend your time with. You should seek relationships that help you become better, not ones that lead you into negativity, resentment, or stagnation. One of the most important qualities to look for in the people you surround yourself with is authenticity. The right people are those who are genuine and real with you without any pretenses or hidden agendas. They are not afraid to be vulnerable and open with their own struggles and challenges, and they create a safe space for you to do the same. Authenticity is essential in building trust and deepening your connections with others. When you are surrounded by authentic individuals, you are able to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. You can share your dreams, fears, and experiences without having to filter yourself or hide parts of who you are. Authentic relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and a genuine desire to support one another, and these qualities are fundamental to fostering a positive and healthy environment. Another important aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is their ability to inspire and challenge you. The people you spend the most time with should be individuals who inspire you to become better. These are the people who set high standards for themselves, who are always striving for more, and who encourage you to do the same. They challenge you to push past your limits, to break through your own self-imposed barriers, and to reach higher than you ever thought possible. When you are surrounded by such individuals, you begin to adopt their mindset of growth and progress. Their ambition becomes contagious, and their actions motivate you to take your own journey more seriously. The right people encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and push forward, even when the path ahead seems daunting. However, it's also important to remember that the right people will not only inspire you, they will also give you honest feedback. They are not afraid to tell you when you are making a mistake or when you could improve. Constructive criticism, when delivered with kindness and respect, is a valuable tool for growth. The people you surround yourself with should be able to offer feedback that helps you improve, whether in your personal life or in your career. This feedback should not be harsh or dismissive, but rather focused on helping you become the best version of yourself. If you are only surrounded by people who tell you what you want to hear, rather than what you need to hear, you will never grow to your full potential. In addition to emotional support, intellectual challenge, and accountability, the right people also create a sense of belonging. Human beings are social creatures, and we thrive when we feel a sense of connection and community. The people you choose to surround yourself with should make you feel understood, supported, and appreciated for who you are. A sense of belonging is one of the most fundamental human needs, and when you find the right group of people, you feel as though you are part of something greater than yourself. This sense of community provides comfort during times of struggle and encourages you to keep moving forward even when the world seems against you. It's in these relationships that you find solace, understanding, and strength, knowing that you don't have to face challenges alone. Furthermore, the right people will always encourage you to be the best version of yourself, while also helping you maintain a healthy sense of self. They don't push you into becoming someone you're not, rather, they challenge you to tap into your fullest potential, helping you to uncover the strengths, talents, and passions that you might not have recognized on your own. These people see the greatness in you and want to help you achieve it. They will celebrate your successes and stand by you during your failures, always encouraging you to learn and grow from each experience. They understand that growth is a journey and that success doesn't happen overnight, but they are there to support you every step of the way. Surrounding yourself with the right people is an investment in your future. The energy, support, and inspiration you gain from positive, authentic, and challenging relationships will have a lasting impact on your life. It may take time to cultivate these relationships, but when you do, you create an environment that promotes growth, success, and fulfillment. The right people are the ones who lift you up, who challenge you to become better, and who encourage you to stay true to yourself. They remind you that you are capable of achieving great things and that you don't have to go through life alone. In a world full of distractions and negativity, the right people provide the clarity, motivation, and support you need to succeed.